Fire, wind, water.
Remember Captain Planet? Growing up, I watched the hell out of Captain Planet. It was cheesy, it was ham-fisted, it was very message-driven, but it was fun. I mean, it fell into the same sort of category as the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles of the time. But that being said, I remember always making fun of the one guy that has the power. You know what I'm talking about, right?
You'll pay for this, Captain Planet.
So if you don't know the show, there's 5 characters and then there's Captain Planet. Each of the characters has some kind of special power. They're given this ring, and the ring gives them a special power based on the element that the ring is based around. There's earth, there's wind, water, fire, and heart. And, it sounds a lot like the last Airbender, and it's kind of the same idea. The idea is that they have the ability to manipulate these elements. Once you combine all the powers together, like they would combine their rings together, and Captain Planet would pop out and save the day. I'm not really entirely sure what Captain Planet does, like what he could do. He could fly, but I mean, what else? Maybe he has all those powers combined, like he says, with the powers combined. I don't know. Who cares? That's not what we're here about. We're here to talk about the kids. Okay, that sounded a bit creepy. I don't mean the actual kids. We're here to talk about the powers that were given to the kids. I wanted these powers. I wanted the power of fire. I wanted the power of wind. That would be so cool. Literally, I could just make a nice breeze come up if I'm super hot, right? There's so many things you can do with it. Because think about it. You've got the power of earth, and you can control the dirt, like the sand and the rocks, and you can change the very ground beneath you. Or you've got the power of wind. You can call forth a gale force wind or a hurricane or a tornado. Fire, I mean, do I need to describe fire? It's like fire. You got fire, right? It's cool. Firebenders, it's cool. Fire, you can light things on fire. You always want to bring the fire guy if you're going camping. Oh, and water. In the last Airbender, the person that could control water could even control the water inside people. You could control the blood. I mean, but even on a superficial level, this show was never quite that dark. You could control ice, or you could control the waves and things like that. You could fill a room with fog to obscure the enemy sight. I mean, there's so many things you could do. Then there's heart, the butt of all the jokes. I remember as a kid being like, who wants this power? Like, imagine you've got the rings of power and you're pulling them out. You reach into the hat and you pull out heart, and you're just like, oh man, I don't want this. You're wanting to trade with hey man, you got fire? I'll give you heart. It's heart. It's awesome, right? Heart. I'll take fire. You take heart. Heart's got to be hard. Man. You take heart. And he's like, no man, I'm good. Or imagine a sorting hat situation, because I believe in the show the individual elements that they were given were somehow based on some aspect of their character. So apparently the guy that was given heart had a big heart. I don't know. Maybe he's got heart problems. Who knows? Who wants this power? Who wants the power of heart? Nah, I'm going to tell you, you want heart. I'm going to make the argument that heart is the most powerful on the show. Let me explain. I'm not sure exactly how much they went into what his powers could do, but imagine, let's say on the surface level. Obviously, I don't think he's got the power of heart, literally. He's not going to stop and start people's hearts. That would be pretty dark, because not only could he bring people back to life whose heart stopped, he could stop their hearts. And that'd be pretty nasty power. It's kind of OP. This guy's just the bad man's coming up and he's just I'm going to take over the planet. He's just King, and the guy falls dead. I think it's a bit too dark for this, Saturday morning cartoon show. But I don't think that they thought about it enough, because honestly, I think it's even darker than that. Because imagine you've got an enemy, right? He's a supervillain, and you're flinging fire and ice, and you've got tornadoes and all this stuff, and you've got fog around him. You can't see. You've got rocks flying at him and earth and just giant chunks of ground hitting him in the face. And he's just standing there with his arms crossed, and he's just yeah. Is this all you got? And my dude steps up. And he just looks at him, snaps his fingers, and the bad guy just drops to the floor in a tight ball on the ground in the fetal position, bawling his eyes out because my dude, Hart over here, has just given him the deepest despair of his life. He's just given him all the grief and pain and suffering of 10,000 losses, and nothing's really happened. It's just, boop, he just made it happen in his head. He's just taken the emotional weight and just crushed him with it. That's what Hart can do. He just looks at you and boop, despair. Or he just looks at you and boop, depression, crippling depression. Imagine a psychopath. Imagine someone who's got no feelings whatsoever. And all of a sudden he's just like, meh, empathy. Have some of that, bro. And the guy just, oh my God, what have I done? I've murdered all these people and I've destroyed the earth and I've polluted and I've done all these horrible things. Like, the guy's destroyed. He's emotionally crippled. He can't go on. He can't fight you. He's on the floor. My dude's just over there in the corner eating an apple, being like, yeah. What you guys want to do next? You want to go to the mall? You know, it's the 90s. The dude was the kingpin. He held all the cards. You don't want to be on this guy's bad side. He's going to give you the worst day of your life. He just looks at you and he's like, man, you don't have that $5? Well, now you got, I'm going to give you a crippling gambling addiction. Boop. You know, he could do whatever he wants. He's got the ability to emotionally manipulate you. Like, that's a power that I don't think the showrunners really thought through. I don't know, maybe they knew and they just didn't want to go there, because that would make the show really dark. You know, you've got this supervillain who's like made of rock and he's like, I'm going to come get you, blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden he just looks at him. His name was Mate. And he just looks at him and goes, no, you're not. And he just goes, oh, no, I'm not. I'm sad now. I'm going to go eat a cake. What could you do against this guy? Even Captain Planet would be frightened of this guy. He would be deathly afraid.
I see you've summoned me. Oh, and also, hi, Mati. I think his name was Mati. Mati, it's great to see you. You're looking great today. Can I maybe, your hair's amazing. Would you like maybe a back massage or something like that?
Hart, my dude, is killing it while everybody else flings some ice at you or something like that. You want Hart. I used to think he was useless. Turns out, I think he was the star of the show. What do you think? Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you stayed through the entire video, well, I'm very sorry to hear that. I can't really offer to give you money back because you haven't paid anything. But I would, hey, I guess if you really enjoyed it, give it a like. That would let me know that I should be doing other things like this. Otherwise, have a great day.